Hello, and welcome to 6DOF Reviews. I am Pete Austin, and you may be able to tell that I have a Quest 3. Today I would like to talk to you about said Quest 3, and I'm going to do it from within the Quest 3. I think I've said that enough times now. Now, just to be clear, this is not going to be our full and complete review. That will come later. As it happens, we have only had the Quest 3 since yesterday morning. That's given us a shamefully short amount of time to actually play games on account of the fact that I have a full-time job and children and a wife. And I love them all, except the job. So today I thought I would share with you a few of my first impressions so that you, particularly you, Stuart Burns, but also others if you're there, can see what we think about the Quest 3. So without any further ado, let's get into the basics. As you can see, it's quite the slim form factor. Inside, which you can't see, is quite beautiful. The screens are fantastic. The new ergonomic design inside has allowed for a larger field of view and a much higher level of clarity. I have some text, I'm not reading verbatim, but I have some notes on the screen, and right now I am reading that through the pass-through, which is why I'm not completely ad-libbing as we go through. It's actually a very noticeable and very pleasant upgrade in terms of the quality within the headset. The screens, the clarity, the resolution is really quite a nice upgrade, and it's definitely what I think we were all hoping for in a next generation headset. The surprise win for me, though, is the field of view. And I can't tell you, Omar, if you can put it on the screen down below, I can't tell you the increase in field of view that we've got. But what I can tell you, it is really impactful. Now, if I put the Quest 3 on and then spent the rest of my VR gaming career just wearing the Quest 3, I probably wouldn't notice. But directly after this, I jumped back in for a quick game of Glass Breakers. You should play Glass Breakers, it's fantastic, in the old headset. And suddenly, I felt like I was playing through binoculars. Coming back into the Quest 3 now, I really feel the benefit of the FOV increase, and I think it's wonderful. I'm very happy with that. It is the surprise standout feature for me. Unfortunately, what I did have, which I was not expecting, were some comfort-related issues, and that is owing to the horrible piece of crap strap that Meta is so well renowned for packaging. I think, just like with the Quest 2, we all understand that this is an upsell technique where the expectation is you can, out of the box, play, and it is definitely better than the Quest 2's head strap, but you're going to need some accessories. So, I have gotten very comfortable with my Quest 2 in its current setup, and that current setup is the VR cover pleather face gasket, which is, so comfy, like playing inside of a pillow. I have the Geek VR Halo head strap, again, a warm caress for your cranium. Very, very good. And even though the weight distribution of the actual Quest 2 headset is a little bit different, I have gotten used to a very, very comfy setup there. Out of the box, it is not the same. This is not what you're going to get. So, first thing I will say is as you proceed towards buying a Quest 3, potentially now, later, in the future, immediately after watching this video, give yourself some budget for additional accessories, because this isn't going to work long term. It's the first time in years that I get VR face. I have tried to sneak a quick session into my workday today. Don't tell anyone. And then I went onto a Teams meeting, and there's a great big line on my forehead, and it just so happens my boss knows that I play VR, and he said to me, "Pete, have you been playing VR?" And I said, "No." He knew I was lying. We just ignored that fact. So anyway, comfort straight out of the box, definitely better than the Quest 2. Definitely not as good as the Quest 2 with accoutrement. Give yourself a budget for accoutrement. Now, other things to note is the updated processing power. We now have a Gen 2 XR2 chipset running things. And you will find that almost all games will benefit from a bump in resolution from the screen technology that's happening here, but only certain games will appear better once the developers have put in the time and effort into graphical updates. So far, it's pretty good. This is, for me, this is what it's all about. The upgrade to this headset is about getting bigger games, prettier games, lovely, lovely games, less about some of the other features that I'll get onto. So, what I've played so far, I've played Population 1, looks outstanding. I've played Saints and Sinners, looks pretty good. There are a range of games at launch that have been updated by the developers to make sure that they are capitalizing on the Quest 3 hardware. Guardians Frontline, another of my favorite games. Knock, beautiful game, love it. The Cabin. There are a lot of developers that have made sure that from day one, you're going to be seeing a upgraded experience inside the headset. Even for those developers that haven't had a chance to do that, or are just, quite frankly, not going to do that at all, the resolution increase makes things look nicer nonetheless. In Death Unchained, one of my benchmarks for beauty inside standalone VR, I went into that and it has never looked so good. Really crisp and clear, and just, I forgot how beautiful that game was. I'm going to play it again because it's lovely. So there is the graphical upgrades. I think we're going to see more as time goes by, as developers learn to push the hardware even further. But where the Quest 3 has a real advantage, or a new thing, a selling feature, is in its mixed reality capabilities. The pass-through, the full color pass-through that enables that, is pretty good. Now, if you have come from a Quest 2, it will be an extravagant leap forward, a remarkable, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm living in the future. Where's Marty McFly? I need to talk to him because he understands. If you have had the Quest Pro, you will be like, this is better. I like it. But it's probably, your socks are going to stay on. Not going to blow your socks off, probably. If you've had a Pico 4, it's better than the Pico 4, but the Pico 4 I think was a really a quality color pass-through. Anyway, who really cares about the color pass-through? I can read the screen well enough from here. I can check my phone, but that's not really what this headset's about, at least for me. I don't think this is going to be your daily workstation, as much as they might try and market it that. This is going to be a gaming device, and you're going to love it, probably. I don't know you. The mixed reality functionality is where this pass-through is going to come in. And I've got to say, like, it's neat. It's cute. I like it. But it's also, gosh, it feels like a novelty. And I'm not sure how long that's going to be a driving factor for me to put on my headset. It's really engaging right now because it's brand new. I've never done anything like this. And I'm really, really interested to see how that goes. Some of the experiences I've played, BAM, for example, Trackcraft, for example, quick game of Demio, it's really cool to see games happening in your real world environment. So yeah, this is awesome. This is going to be fantastic for when you have friends over and you want to show them something they've never seen before. Sometimes going into the full immersive zone of VR can be a bit intimidating. Something like a AR, MR sort of a mixed reality experience is a nice little stepping stone. And like I said, it's really novel, especially with hand tracking. Few of them let you use hand tracking. You don't need the controllers. You're moving things around. It's quite fun. It's novel. If you're a gamer, I wonder how much of your gaming time is going to be spent in mixed reality. We'll see. For me personally, unless there are some very significant advances in the use case and the game mechanics that are used for it, I'm probably play it with my kids a little bit. I'll play it when people come over. Other than that, I might stick in VR if I can. Thank you. Thank you. So, to round off what should ostensibly be a very quick and light touch into the headset, I believe Doc is going to do something a little bit more, or a lot more thorough. You might say, well, Pete, Pete Austin, my trusted advisor, my dear friend and confidant, should I get one? And the answer is yes. Yes, you should, and no, you shouldn't, but mainly, yes. Yes, you should. So it's not a cheap unit at £500 for the base unit. Do you need it? Must you have it? If you've already got a Quest 2, probably not. The reason for that is, of course, there's nothing out yet that is really driving this forward and making it an absolutely unmissable experience. Will you need it eventually? Is this exactly where standalone VR is going to go? Yes. Yes, it is. I do think this is probably the best headset that I've ever tried on. I think just like the Quest 2, as it ripens, as it matures, as it evolves over time, it's going to go from strength to strength to strength. Do you need to rush out and get it right now? No. But I reserve the right to change that judgment call when Assassin's Creed comes out, when Asgard's Wrath 2 comes out, maybe even a cheeky little vampire game. Once we see these new big name titles hitting the market, I think then we're going to get a grasp of just how far the Quest 3 can enhance your gaming experience. So until then, if you can afford it, get it. It's cool. I love it. I'm happy to have it. Huzzah! If you can't afford it, don't panic. Don't worry. You are not going to be obsolete for a while, and honestly, all the things that this does that are better than the Quest 2, quite frankly, they're not essential experiences yet, so you can do without them. And if you don't put one on, if you don't try a friend's, the FOV won't impact you, and you'll continue just enjoying your experience. So, yes, get it if you can afford it. Don't sell a kidney, don't sell a toe, don't do anything silly. Put your child into a work situation before they're ready. Don't do that to get one of these. But if you're comfortable, if you enjoy VR, get one. It's great. Hopefully, we will be able to come back to you fairly shortly with a rundown of all the best accessories that are available. As soon as they're sent to us, we can tell you, dear viewer, mainly Stuart Burns, what we think all about them. If you've enjoyed this video, there's something wrong with you. I mean, thank you, and please do press subscribe and like, and come back again. We'll have fun times together. I almost promise you.